When our eldest daughter first started working in a paid environment, she was only a very young teenager, and it was up at the local supermarket. And she went up for a 3 hour training on the first day, and I remember dropping her off and then picking her up after 3 hours saying, "How was it?" And she goes, "Well, yeah, I like the people there. The people are nice," because they were all around her age. But the boss was a bit strict. I said, "All right, well, we'll see how you go on your next one." Sure enough, a few days later, another training shift, dropped her off, picked her up. "How are you going with it? How was the day?" And she goes, "I don't like the boss, Mum. She's scary." I said, "Why? What's happening?" And the boss sounded like she expected Shay to know how to do everything, already. And she was just, 14 years old, trying to learn how to get this job done. But the boss's expectations were way too high. Anyway, another shift come along, dropped her off, picked her up after, and she was in tears. And I'm thinking, this is not on. This is a young girl's first experience in a paid working environment, and it should be easier than that. But I said, "How about you try another shift, but before you go, I'll put some symbols on you." And I explained all the symbols to her. She goes, "Yeah, all right then, Mum." So I did. I put Chukure, Seiheki, Chukure on the front of her, got her to turn around, Chukure, Seiheki, Chukure on the back, and then again on each side of her. So she was fully protected in power symbols and mental emotional symbols, okay, for the day, for the shift that she had. Anyway, dropped her off, left her there, went to pick her up after the shift had finished, and she bounced out the door. She was smiling away, and I said, "How was it?" She goes, "It was great." She said, "I had a blast and got to know all the other people better, the ones that were training her." I said, "What about the boss? Was she there?" And she goes, "Yeah, the boss was there, but she didn't come near me today for some reason." I'm thinking, okay. And she goes, "Can you do the symbols again?" So every shift she had, I'd symbol her before the shift, and oh my gosh. I remember doing the next one, Chukure, Seiheki, Chukure, all around. Off she went, picked her up later, still happy, having a great time. And I said, "Well, where was the boss today?" And she goes, "Well, the boss did try to come up to me, but then she got called off somewhere else." She goes, "So I haven't really spoken to the boss." Oh gosh, this light is flashing, I didn't notice. Maybe it's supposed to. I'll leave it. And yeah, so symbols, absolutely incredible. But now our youngest, she's in a job where she does driving. And she was on a delivery one day, and her car went over a bump and it just banged under the car, and she got a really big fright. And she was in town, so she rings me up on the phone. She goes, "Mum, this is what happened. Went through over a bump, banged the car. It was really scary, really loud." She goes, "Can you please put some protection symbols around my car?" I said, "Yeah, no worries, I'll do that now." So since she's all the way in town, I just closed my eyes, visualized her car, and put symbols on it that way in my mind. All right, yeah, and the rest of her shift was normal, yeah. So it's great. So, yeah, absolutely. Protection symbols, they work for one's highest will and good. Yeah, it was an amazing experience, and we continue to use them to this day. Yeah.